What's up everyone, welcome to episode number 4 of cheesing with every unit to Grandmaster. In this series we have to do a cheese or crazy strategy with every single unit and we can only attempt each unit once. So far, we have won 7 out of 9 games, 2 losses only is not that bad, but our MMR is still only about 3700. We still have 1000 MMR to go to reach Grandmaster. I'm gonna have to play my absolute best. Let's begin. Alright, the first game of the day is against a Protoss. Now, wait, have we done an episode on a new map set actually? I'm not quite sure if we have, to be honest. I was just gonna say, I need to get used to these new maps. Like, normally I feel like I have a pretty decent idea on the new maps because I've already tried to play a tournament on it or something like this. But now I actually have no idea. I did watch Home Story Cup the past weekend where, you know, a lot of pro players played on these new maps, giving me a little bit of an idea of what to do on them. But I haven't really played on them much myself. Have I played on them at all myself? I must have done at least one video on the new maps, right? Like, there's no way I haven't, but I'm kind of struggling to think of it right now. Now, let's see. What should I do for the first game, guys? We still have a couple units that are on the weaker side. One cheese that I could do is to go for some kind of queen build, maybe? But I'm not quite sure. I don't think Protoss is the right race to do that against. Like, I feel like queen drops against Protoss could work, but I'm not quite sure if it's like a game-winning strategy. Some other options that I have is, for example, Corruptors. I do really like the Corruptor cheese. Swarmost also maybe not the worst option. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I think I'm just gonna keep playing for a little bit. Let my hands get used to the game and stuff like that. And at some point I'm sure that I'll have a spark. And it's like, yep, this guy's gonna get forked by Corruptors. Now, PvZ early game did change a little bit. Oh, I still didn't get used to the hatcheries being cheaper now, by the way. Like, the hatcheries are 25 minerals cheaper, so you can build those a little faster, but I haven't gotten used to that yet. At the same time, queens are slightly more expensive. And spore crawlers are better. So if we're going to go up against something like oracles, I think the play now is to make fewer queens and just make spores, even 2 spores if you have to, if it's going to be a lot of oracles. There was one challenge where I went for a fewer queen style. Oh, I think it was in 2v2 actually, when I was trying to play mass hydras pretty much. Yeah, that's when I started cutting queens to just try and get mass hydras up as fast as possible. And besides that, I don't think any of my strategies were affected too much. I did hear that the Ultralisk got nerfed a little bit, but I didn't actually see those notes myself. Oh, by the way, just in case if I sound a little different or if the game looks a little different, I had to basically get a whole new computer entirely because my PC died and I'm not always that good at getting my settings to what they used to be. So if there's any difference and you're wondering if you're crazy or not, you're probably not crazy. Maybe you are, but probably not. Okay, I'm gonna go for the lair, and I think I'm gonna go for the Corruptor strategy here. Now, if I want to play Corruptors, I think I do have to make sure that... That's another pro. Oh, no, it's a pro, actually. I do have to make sure that my opponent's playing Stargate. I'm just not quite sure if I can do that. I might just sack an Overlord for this. Do I make a 3rd hatch? I'm not quite sure if I do. I'm gonna go for a 2nd gas already. Like, I need a Spire, but I also want to have link speed with this. So there's a 2nd gateway there. Okay, that's not even producing anything. That's kind of crazy, actually. For some reason, I'm really tempted to make a macro hatch. I don't know why. It just... I feel like it's calling to me somehow. Did I make a macro hatch? Am I a Brood War Zerg now? Like, I feel like just plopping down a hatchery down here. In the SE2 or SE Evo Complete tournament that I played recently, which once again, if you guys don't know that mod, it's basically StarCraft 2 versus Brood War. I thought it was incredibly fascinating to see... Actually, maybe I can cancel link speed. It's just because my opponent didn't seem to be making Warp Gate and he has Stargate, I'm actually going to be able to do that. But it was so cool seeing Zergs actually make macro hatches. Because that's what you do with Brood War Zerg, right? Because you don't have queens for inject or anything like that. I think I'm just going to get the next gases right away. This gas area is a little bit too unprotected against the spores, I think. Like, that doesn't look so good. I'm going to try moving this up just a little bit. Maybe it'll help. Now, what did they change about the spore? I don't think it was the range. I think it was purely the damage. Yeah, it has more damage now. I think that's what it is. Now, since my opponent's playing this way, and he's probably not going to be attacking me with gateway units anytime soon, I think I can just... I should probably move this Overlord away, huh? I think I can just take the 3rd base on location without having to worry about any kind of attack. I could consider going for a 2nd spore. It kind of... Oh, this is not saturated. It kind of depends on what my opponent's doing exactly. My Spire's already pretty close to finishing. Let's see. Okay, so... Oh, he's making a depth now. Oh, that is annoying, actually. Huh, what am I gonna do against that? Get link speed? After all? I guess we are. So that's looking like he's making a Void Ray. So he didn't make Warp Gate initially, but he's still gonna go for some kind of a depth attack. This would be very annoying. I think what I'm gonna have to do, guys, is get a little bit of a wall here. But it's a pretty massive... Oh, let me move this out of position. It's a pretty massive just wall to make. Like, it's really not going to be that easy. That's where it's gonna hurt that Oracle very, very badly. Exactly. So that Void Ray is now pushing my Overseer away as I expected. Now, he should have seen the Spire by now. And that is actually a good thing for me. And no, I'm not lying over here. The reason why it's a good thing for me is because when you see a Spire early on, you're gonna think that it's Mutalisks, right? And what you do against Mutas is... Oh, he's probably making even more Adepts, huh? What you do against Mutas is make Phoenixes. What's really bad against Corruptors? Phoenixes, right? So it's actually one of the best things that can happen to you playing this build is that they scout your Spire while playing Stargate, because then they'll very likely go for Phoenixes, which is then good for you. Now, I'm really trying to keep tabs on when he's going to move out with the Adepts. I hope he hasn't done it yet, exactly. Because when he does, I want to make a million Zerglings. If he doesn't move out, then I don't want to make any Zerglings at all, actually. Now, he is taking the base already. I have 7 Corruptors. Wait, was that Glaives? I think I saw Glaives there, didn't I? That is not nice to see. Now, I'm going to send these Corruptors across. I feel like these Corruptors should probably kill a Nexus. I'm not even exaggerating. I think these Corruptors really should probably kill a Nexus. So there is an Oracle over here. He might spot a couple of drones on the way, which would be annoying. Actually, I just made links, so never mind that. Let's see. So I think right now we're... Oh, wait. Guys, this strategy is much better now. There's no battery overcharge anymore. Okay, no way. My stupid cheese just got buffed. Normally he would be able to heal them with battery overcharge, but he can't. His natural Nexus just died. That is so funny. If I target, I might be able to kill that Void Ray. Exactly, there we go. That is a nice kill. And now we're just up in economy against a Protoss. And he did indeed make Phoenixes, like I said. Sadly for me, he did make an additional Void Ray, which just hurt a little bit. Now, he does have another base hut. But neither Void Rays or Phoenixes are good against Zerglings like this. I should probably get at least one drone over here. Let's see. Oh, he didn't actually have Glaives, by the way. I guess I just hallucinated that earlier. But that cheese is so freaking cool. And I didn't think about this for a second, but it's actually just better now. Because they don't have battery overcharge, which is... Dude, I get so happy when I realize that my stupid cheeses have been buffed. Because normally... I'm not gonna lie, not trying to play the victim here or anything, because it's not really that big of a deal, but a lot of times, my cheeses get nerfed on accident. Like, I'm trying to think of, what was the... Oh yeah, the example from the last patch, for example, was that planetary armor got nerfed. Which I don't think matters that much for turtling, which was the intended cause, but it does matter a lot for my planetary rushes against Zerg, so my strategy actually just got freaking nerfed. But in this case, I didn't even think about the complications of there not being a battery overcharge, but this does mean that my Corruptor cheese is now stronger. I think I'm just going to take down this cannon real quick. Yeah, the problem is that he has an Oracle. And what replaced battery overcharge, in case you guys forgot, is the energy recharge ability. Which means that the Oracle now has infinite energy. It can basically kill an infinite amount of units. Now I'm just going to keep making Corruptors, guys. You guys know me. I'm in the spirit of the challenge. I already did my Corruptor cheese. I'm still going to keep making Corruptors. And maybe I should get armor upgrades for the Corruptors, actually. Oh, he's got a little... Yeah, this is nice. Oh, that probe almost managed to block me, actually. This is going to be quite painful for him. I think at the same time, I should be moving towards the... third base with my Corruptors, because he's probably going to be trying to send everything back over here. Exactly. Looks like he was planning to go for some kind of air toss transition. Now, I'm not going to be able to kill much here, but I can kill probes. Do I have... Oh, wait, I do have rapid fire on these Corruptors. That's very, very nice. Now, I did see that he was making a Templar Archives, and I have to be quite scared of that, because my units do not do anything against those. Let me just kill this thing, because that was been really annoying. I don't think he can actually... Can he kill those Corruptors with that many Void Rays? I know Void Rays are good against Corruptors when they're charged, but they're also not that good. So we managed to kill another Nexus. Sadly for me, the cooldown on the Caustic Spray is quite long. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to try to bait him a little bit with some movement, and then I'll just try to kill another Nexus. That's the plan. And then we're going to make Roaches after that. I do have a decent... Maybe I can actually bait him over here. Okay. Like, keep in mind, there's no battery overcharge, so I can actually take a pretty decent trade against Void Rays if I have to. I don't really think he has that many Void Rays, honestly. I think I can just go here. Maybe I can just kill it. Like, this is gonna die so freaking fast. Look at this. The main Nexus is just gonna fall to these corrupt. I freaking love this. This is one of my favorite cheeses with Zerg to do. It's absolutely awesome. Look how fast it's gonna die once the damage ramps up. And it's gone. Absolutely beautiful. Now I can send my Zerglings to the other place again. Get roach speed. Maybe I can just target these Phoenixes. Well, there we go. Phoenix is gonna die pretty fast. I don't think I can get this, but maybe I can snipe a couple units that are just finishing from the Stargates or something. That'd be perfect. Okay, he was smart enough to keep his Stalkers there instead of the Void Rays. That's a good move by him. Could have killed those if I was paying a little more attention. He used the Prismatic Alignment on his Void Ray, so we're gonna back off for a little bit. Probably try to use my Zerglings to attack over on that side again. This fort base is really freaking far away. I really should have taken the other one on the left side. I didn't even realize. I just automatically took this like it was close, but that thing is actually in freaking downtown. Let me try to take another one over here. Send my Corruptor reinforcements, and we got into the base again, which is not going to matter that much for the damage there, but it is going to matter, you guessed it, for this base over here, which is going to die pretty much instantly. A lot of these workers taking so much damage. He's going to lose his third base. Dude, it's so satisfying. Look how fast it dies when the damage ramps up. I swear, this kind, normally I tell you guys, don't copy my builds because, or well, do it if you want to have fun, but do it at your own risk, right? But this one, I think this is actually freaking epic. Like, I feel like everyone should have had the pleasure of destroying someone's Nexi with freaking Corruptors. I even had that one game at some point where I beat a Grandmaster Protoss by only making Corruptors and mass Spine Crawlers and stuff, which, yeah, I'm not quite sure if I can replicate at will, but it was absolutely fantastic. Now, I have a lot of Roaches. I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to send these to the front. And it doesn't really... Oh, that looks like a really cool line. It doesn't really matter which part of my army becomes the distracting force. If the Corruptors distract him, he's going to take damage at the front, right? If the Roaches distract him, he's going to lose a Nexus. I'm just going to try to get this down again. Here we go. That's going to fall pretty fast. Got Roaches in here at the same time, doing a lot of damage on both sides, actually. So that's going to fall really fast. That is going to die. I can probably one-shot these Void Rays now. It's not too efficient to fight above the cannons and the Stalkers, but I just have too many units now. GG is called, and there we go. The Corruptor cheese, absolutely brutal. And like I said in the intro, so far we really have been struggling. The games have been very hard. We lost 2 games already, but this game had absolutely nothing to do with that category whatsoever. We absolutely owned with the Corruptor cheese. It worked perfectly. As I said, we killed the Nexus right away. This game probably looks completely different if I don't kill that Nexus instantly, by the way. Like, the game gets a little snowballing for him. My Corruptors don't find the damage. He has a lot of money, but that's not how it went. The Corruptors absolutely popped off. Go for game number 2. Game number 2 is against a Terran on Neon Violet Square. Now let's see, what race are we gonna get? I feel like this map, I was gonna say, would be super good for Swarm Host. Like, this map actually looks insane for Swarm Host. But I had an idea with Protoss as well, in particular against Terran. And I think for this game, I want to go for some kind of Oracle cheese. Now, I don't think I want to go for the classic. Actually, a classic proxy Stargate would also be pretty cool. Like, just one base, one Stargate, just make a bunch of Oracles. That'd be awesome. I also would like the idea of just going for 2 proxy Stargates. Actually, a long time ago, I used to play offline tournaments in the Netherlands. They still existed back then. Don't really anymore, but back then they did. And there was a really good Protoss player called Shaq who I would play against. And he had this... How would I call this? I think he was the only one to ever do this cheese. It was kind of like a signature cheese, if you will. Where he would just hide 2 Stargates and make 1,000,000 Oracles. And if I'm being honest, it was a pretty bad cheese, but it was kind of cool. Like, at some point I got used to it, so I would just have like a turret in my production line, you know? So I wouldn't even be able to kill my adults. So that cheese started looking a little sad. But it is a pretty cool idea, and I kind of would like to execute it here. Now, we're playing against an unranked Terran, which means we have no idea what MMR he is. I feel like this guy could be anywhere from, yeah, probably like 4K to Grandmaster. I really do not have an idea. Now, I'm not quite sure how to execute this build. I don't think I've ever really done it before. I've definitely done my fair share of Oracle cheeses, no doubt. Not quite sure if I've ever done this one. Okay, for a second I thought I was getting cheesed here, but... Oh, he's not going to block my Nexus? Very nice. He might try to steal my gas. I don't really want that to happen. Oh, okay, that's... Yeah, my bad. I got no excuse for that one, guys. Love to have my excuses ready. I don't. for some reason, you know, it's really funny because I always call that the bronze move, right? Pulling your workers to try and kill someone's worker because no one at a high level does it. but I do it a lot because it's just, wait, am I going to kill his worker too? I am. No one does it because usually it's just kind of a waste of your money to do it, but it works because no one expects it, right? But then it freaking happened to me. I should have known it, guys. As the master of that move, I should have seen it coming. Now, this is a very strange bunker. I mean, as far as I could tell, my opponent was playing pretty normal, but maybe since he did that, I don't really believe that anymore. He might be playing a little cheeky here with like a, I don't know, like maybe like a couple of extra barracks proxied or something. I kind of want to make a blind battery here. Like, if this is what I think it is, I shouldn't be defending my Nexus anyway. If it is just a normal build, I don't have to defend it. So I don't think I should be, you know, waiting for... Yeah, exactly, an SCV to show up. Like, I just don't think that's just that big of a deal. Especially not because I'm getting a proxy in anyway. Oh, by the way, guys, one thing that's super nice here is that the Stalkers build faster now. Stalkers, when from a gateway, not from Warp Gate, from a gateway, actually build faster. So these cheeses are just... I'm gonna do it anyway. Fork it, guys. Absolutely fork it. He's gonna see it, but just fork it, okay? I knew he was gonna spot that. I don't care. Now, maybe I should move a Stalker out on the map. I'm not quite... He's gonna bunker this too. How many... This guy really likes his bunkers, huh? How many bunkers is this dude gonna build? Of course there's another Marine showing up, dude. It's so funny. This is one of the weirdest games I've played in a while. And for some reason, that's become kind of typical for this challenge. Okay, now you can definitely tell that he does have an extra barracks built somewhere, right? Because this is not a normal amount of Marines. Now, I'm going to be able to kill this one pretty easily. And then I can kill the Marines, and then I can go help my dudes down here. I guess maybe I'll cancel this one and just make an Oracle instantly. I do think he's going to kill this in time, probably. Maybe I can get 2 pylons up with this one worker over here. He should be targeting that probe, but he didn't target it in time, so I'm going to get 2 extra pylons up. And now I have a bunch of Stalkers moving across as well. I guess I'll make the other Stargate in my main base. I'm still going to go for the second. You guys didn't think I was going to stop my build, did you? Of course not. Okay, I'm just going to be able to kill this. Just make sure that I target the SCV in time if he starts healing it. Exactly, there we go. Let's see how the micro is. He did not micro that in time. And now what I wonder, guys, have I maybe baited him so successfully that he doesn't have enough units over here? I think these Marines would probably win if I don't micro my stuff. Yeah, he actually doesn't have Marines over here. Oh, now this is something that's actually a big deal. He is making a Cyclone from that. And the Cyclones, they are currently bugged, which means they do a just crazy amount of damage. Now, I really cannot afford to lose that pylon. For some reason, I didn't even consider the possibility that 2 Marines would be able to kill my pylon there. But the Cyclones do so much damage now that they would absolutely fork me up. So I need to be super careful, especially with my Oracles. I'm not quite sure how much the bug damage actually is, which means I cannot tell if I can engage the Cyclone with my Oracles. Because normally you can kind of dive the Cyclones with your Oracles, but I'm not quite sure if that is still the case. Now, I have a couple of Stalkers out here. My economy is definitely looking a little better than my opponent's. I kind of feel like making a battery out here, because judging by how he's playing so far, he really likes his aggressive bunkers and whatnot. I have to imagine he's going to try to, you know, break this position eventually. Now, how many Oracles do I make? I feel like most Protoss players that have laddered recently, especially against the bugged Cyclone. The bug is simply, I believe that it shoots 25% faster, by the way. So it just has 25% more damage, which is insane, obviously. But I feel like players that have played against it, they might be extremely careful going up against Oracles. Now, obviously, this guy has made 4 bunkers this game, guys. 4. It's absolutely insane. Most Protoss players, like I wanted to say, would just cringe at the thought of me making Oracles to actually try and dive that bugged Cyclone. Well, you guys know me. I don't back off from a fight. I'm even tempted to make more Oracles. Oracles, you know, it's a funny unit because it's very strong, honestly. Very potent unit, very powerful spells. But at some point, it doesn't feel like it adds much to the fight anymore, right? Like if there's a big bio army with Stim, even worse with Widow Mines, Oracles don't feel like they're going to be doing a whole lot. But they do have a crazy amount of damage still. You might underestimate it, but they really have a crazy amount of damage. If you have a lot of Oracles and your opponent doesn't have a very specific counter, your Oracles will delete everything. Now, I'm doing this knowing very well that there is a good... Oh, he passed my Stalker. There's a good chance that he's going to have Widow Mines or something. Now, those Cyclones are going to get pretty much just one shot. He was still locked onto the Stargate. Here we go. So those are going to die, and now I'm going to be able to get into the main. He made a sensor tower there, which I didn't even realize. I'm going to dive that Cyclone instantly. Going to look at the damage, guys. Look at the damage these things do. It is absolutely brutal. Does he still have the Marines in the bunker over here? I hope not. If he does, I'm not going to be able to break that, I think. Or at least... maybe I could, but I don't want to yet. I'm going to chill for now, get the energy back. The energy on these Oracles was getting very, very low. And then I can go in again when I'm recharged. And really, guys, Oracle DPS is freaking crazy. You guys saw it there, right? When you guys saw me dive into the Cyclone and those Marines, some of you probably had doubts. You guys are not going to doubt the Cyclone anymore after that. I can guarantee you that much. Like, the damage is just insane. If there's no Widow Mines or a lot of turrets or stim by or something like that, they will just absolutely annihilate. Now, I think all I have to do now is wait for a little bit of energy. I know he has a Viking. He's probably making another Viking, to be fair. Maybe he's even making some turrets. But once I get energy recharge on those, I could even use energy recharge, but I just don't think in this case it's going to be super useful because, like, I have 11 Oracles. If one of them has more energy, that's not really going to help the pack that much. I have enough energy combined. In fact, I really should be dropping a couple stasis wards, like in front of his base. Or I should have done that before. Then I would have seen his move out. I was just kind of scared that he was going to attack me a little earlier. Now, this map is pretty easy to stasis ward up, by the way, because he just has 2 exits to his entire 3-base setup. Now, I have a lot of these. I can also use a little Revelation. He has a sensor tower, keep in mind. Let's see, are there any Widow Mines here? I can just kill this turret as well. Just one-shot that real quick. Kind of bad micro by me, but it is what it is. And let's see, I'm just going to hold position these. Let's see how fast they kill everything. Oh my god, every single SCV pretty much died there. He had 3 SCVs left. Probably has another turret over here. At this point, I can just dive the bunker as well because the damage is just too crazy. And this guy is going to lose every unit before I run out of freaking energy. That's just a given. Look at these SCVs. They're actually just all gone. How many workers does he have in total right now? Like 7? Right now he has like 3 or so. Okay, this is so painful. I think my opponent doesn't really want to give up, but he knows that he has been... oh, well, actually, to be fair, he might have that base in the back. Let's not forget about that. I still only have Oracles, and he might have that base in the back. I think we're going to finish this one in style by going for Void Race behind this. But so far, the air unit cheeses, guys, looking very, very strong. Now, let me make sure that our guy over here does not have a hidden base. That could be one thing that could be our downfall. It would be really funny if something like a battle cruiser would just teleport into my base. Yeah, I know he didn't really have... okay, he didn't actually have this base mining. Yeah, that's extremely painful. 46 workers killed, and all I did was enter his base twice with Orcas. Once again, an extremely successful cheese. Now, this game was just very weird. Honestly, I can tell you guys, after the start, I was just in a really good spot. Because this bunker stuff, I mean, it looked like he was not that committed. He had at least 2 barracks, I think. Probably not more than that, right? I think it was... did he actually just have 1 barracks? Oh, wow. Okay, that's... I guess I just underestimated the barracks building time. But look at the supply. This guy's command center just finished because he spent so much time building bunkers. He made 4 bunkers already at this point. 400 minerals. And you see, it's not even banking that much. You just spent so much money trying to attack me. Not really worth it. And I can tell you guys from experience, you can't bunker rush your opponent's Nexus and just rally Marines across one by one. It's just not enough damage. As you can see, I didn't even need a battery to stop it. Just not strong enough of a cheese of him to counter the strong cheese of mine. Very happy with the cheeses so far. Let's go for the final game. All right, the final game is against Ethan, another Protoss player. Playing on Frostline again. Will probably do me pretty good to try and actually remember the map names. And let's see, what are we going to do this one? The Corruptor cheese and the Oracle cheese were extremely successful. Still the biggest fan ever of that Corruptor cheese, by the way. I'm even kind of sad that... you know, it's gone. I'm not allowed to use the Corruptor cheese anymore. That's unfortunate. Or maybe I'll just do Corruptor cheese, but I'll sell you guys that it's based on a different unit. I'll just make like some extra queens or something. Call it the queen cheese while going for Corruptors. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Now, we are playing against another Protoss. There are not that many units that I would like to do a cheese or crazy strategy with against Protoss. I was actually kind of tempted to go for some kind of spine crawler rush, but... I feel like the thing is, if you do a spine crawler rush, you're still going to be so based on the Zergling count, right? Like, if you do a spine crawler rush, what you do is you break open the wall, and then you run in with mass Zergling. So I might have to spend some more time thinking about that. Because if I do a spine rush, like, it doesn't have to be 100% spine, right? Like, in the Corruptor build, I also made Lings and Roaches. Like, it just has to be based on that unit, or... Yeah, in this case, the building, which is based on the unit, which is the drone, in case you guys were wondering what I was going for there. But I would like to spend some time thinking theory crafting to put it even more towards just being on the spine crawlers, because then I can really call it the drone cheese. Now, I do want to say, there's actually a cheese you can do with just drones that you can beat GM Protoss players with. If you guys watched my Can You Beat Grandmasters with just a single Zerg unit type video, you would see that I beat a Grandmaster Protoss with just drones. And it sounds stupid, but it's doable. It's just a little bit harder if you're random, because what that cheese is based on is the opponent always walling off the low ground, and then you do some kind of weird drone pool stuff. And they have to pull their workers to the low ground, because else you supply block them. But if I play random, they're not actually guaranteed to wall on the low ground like they would be if you're playing as Zerg. So that's a little bit of a problem. I could be doing this drone cheese, and they're not even on the low ground. Now, I think most Protoss players do wall on the low ground because it's just the best option against random, but we'll see. Now, maybe this game I'm going to go for the Swarm Host cheese. I think that would be pretty awesome as well. We can get some nice Swarm Host action going on here. Swarm Host is admittedly one of the stronger units, I think, to do this with. Now, he's chrono boosting Warp Gate, which is a little crazy. I'll go for Link Speed first then for one. I made an overlord, right? Yeah, thank goodness I did. I'll go for Link Speed first. Just so I can make enough links to defend. And then ideally... Okay, this guy's moving a little sus with his probe. I can put like one overlord over here. Maybe I can even send a third overlord out to over here. And then later on I can get like a lot of good Nidus locations for my Swarmos. That sounds ideal to me. Now, I haven't seen that moved out yet. But I could have gotten the pathing wrong, I guess. Do I make a third base yet? I'm not sure. Like, the thing is... I want to do this fast, but Swarmos, they're not actually that gas expensive as you would expect from a higher tech unit. You know what? I'm actually going to take this base first. Maybe see if that feels a little better. Still haven't been attacked by anything, like no adept, which is really weird for someone, you know, chrono boosting his warp gate. Like, chrono boosting warp gate is extremely unusual for that reason. I think I'm just going to shift click around the map a little bit. Try to see if I can find the pylon. And since he hasn't shown up with anything yet, I'm actually going to make the Spore Crawlers anyway. I was pretty sure it was not going to be Oracle because of him chrono boosting the Warp Gate, but now I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I just misjudged his build. Maybe it's because I was playing random that he did something a little different in the early game, stuff like that, you know? You never know. Now let's see. I don't think he has a third base yet. He's playing very defensive here, guys. Huh. Okay, what could this be? I mean, on one hand, this is kind of perfect for me because foremost, they're really good at breaking open defensive play. If this is going to be straight up like, I don't know, like 2-base carrier or 2-base tempest, not even that crazy of a build, by the way. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes Protoss players play like that against Zerg. Then I'm not quite sure if I can really, you know, kill that with my Swarmos. Like, I would have to make Queens or maybe even Corruptors as well. That is a fake Phoenix that was made from that Sentry that we saw earlier. At least it would be very surprising if it wasn't. Obviously, you can't know for sure until it takes damage. I'm just going to go ahead and scout his main base here. I'm going to make a ton more drones. And I'm going to make a Nidus over here. That's the play. Okay, so he's going to go for some kind of an attack. Huh. Twilight Council? Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a little bit of an unusual attack. Like, what this looks like to me is maybe some kind of, like, Immortal Charge Push. Or maybe just Mass Sentry. Could also be a possibility. I'm still going to go for my Swarm Host. I'm just going to do it more scared. That's not any useful information to you guys, by the way. It's like, you guys are wondering, I'm really curious how he's going to deal with this situation, you know? Because it's looking pretty tough, right? Like, a Swarm Host is not the right situation. I'm just like, no, I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to be more scared when I execute it. You guys are like, oh, okay, yeah. Makes sense, I guess. Okay, where do I put my first Nidus? Oh, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to need Spine Crawlers here. This is kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. Oh, I need this one Zerging over here for the vision. If he's going to attack me, he doesn't see this one yet, then I will need Spine Crawlers. He made an Observer just to do that. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, he's actually somehow managed to get all my vision out. That is insane. Please let me kill this probe. Exactly, there you go. Like, I'm going to have to put down the Nidus somewhere. I guess I'll put it down over here. Let's make sure this Zergling dies. Excuse me? What the hell is that? Huh? That is... What on earth did I just see? You guys see that? He just walked straight past my Zergling. Like, either had another observer or this guy is 5 gajillion IQ. It's possible. It hasn't been measured yet, but it's possible, I'm sure. But what on earth did I just witness? That is so crazy, actually, isn't it? My mind is actually blown. Okay, so he was looking for this one. I think I'm just gonna walk around and just use the... This is a pretty crazy move, by the way. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna want a couple of them to go. Maybe I'll just go on the sentries. I think that's probably the best idea. I'll just go on the sentries over. It is a really insane exchange, by the way. He was trying to trap me and he succeeded, but my locust still killed his stuff in time. Oh my god, he lost so many units. And they actually get to his... Okay, that's brutal. Or at least I think I'm about to escape because he didn't manage... Why are you guys here? He didn't manage to... kill... Well, he's not chasing me in time. Oh, he does have blink. Oh, that is rough. This is gonna be a close one, guys. Please get in. Please get in. Please get in. No! Oh, actually, I think one of them managed to get in, but the rest didn't. Yeah, this is gonna be a scary one for sure, guys. I'm really not quite sure what to think about this. Like, this guy did such a crazy opener, but somehow it's kind of popping the frick off, you know? Wait, why do I have extra Swarmhost over here? I guess I should really just be hotkeying my eggs to do this. Like, it's a lot of an easier way. There's an observer over here. I don't see one, but there could be. Okay, now that is going to be a pretty good Nidus position over here. I'm barely... Oh, this guy's making so many units. I'm really not happy with how my opponent's playing, guys. Not because it's bad, but because it's kind of messing me up a little bit here. Like, if this was like a normal Stargate play, he wouldn't have that many units that are good against these. I'm going to put another Nidus down here right away. Just gonna move these over there instantly. I'm just gonna pop down more and more of these waves. Oh my god, that is so risky. No, he gets surrounded so harshly. Look at that. Those locusts are gonna brutalize those stalkers. That is extremely painful. Locusts have so much damage. It's actually pretty insane. Now, because he blinked forward, my Zerglings also had so much effect. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little unusual, guys. What I'm gonna... Why the hell are you guys here? I thought I used my eggs wisely for once, which I never do. But I guess this time I didn't. I also have... God, I'm actually so bad with Zerg. It's funny. I feel like my Zerg cheeses work just because they're crazy and insane, but they're my general Zerg play is just hilarious, to be honest. Okay, he's gonna try to kill this Nidus over here. I don't think that's gonna actually do that much. Like, he blinked forward already, but now I'm gonna be able to kill this base. I do need to put down another Nidus, I think. Actually, I do have a couple more. Oh my god, the Locust Zergling combo is actually brutal. It really is freaking brutal. I put on another Nidus over here. Like, there's so many units everywhere. Look how many units he's losing. I got more Locusts coming in from downtown as well. Barely not going to be able to reach those Stalkers, I think. But I will be able to take care of the probes. And even though my opponent has been doing a really good job at finding the Niduses, he's still getting absolutely obliterated by this. I don't know, guys. I guess today was just our lucky day. I feel like every Chiefs popped the frick off. And just even more than a regular pop-off. Like, it didn't just look strong, it just looked almost unbeatable, like the Corruptor cheese. My opponent made more Void Rays than usual. Still absolutely killed all of his Nexus and absolutely destroyed him. The second game, the guy found my proxy Stargate, albeit that was a better early game for us. Didn't have to worry about it that much. This game, I feel like our opponent did a strange build, but he played it so well. Like, he found all of my Overlords, used his Observers to kill all of them, found the first Nidus, did it well. But the Locust Circling combo, as long as you multitask well, is just absolutely insane against Stalkers. And there we go. We got a day with 3 dubs, and that's very, very happy. Makes me very, very happy because that's going to bring us closer to GM. Probably almost 4,000 MMR. And that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys had a fantastic time. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.